An album out, a single out, a tour coming up shortly. They could still break this year. In a moment, Peter Perrett and Mike Kellie try to break John Tobler, but as they say, there's no peace for the wicked.
The band's been together about 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost exactly.
And prior to that, Peter, you were in a group which I have seen bracketed with the famous London SS and the Brats, called England's Glory. Do you concede that...
No, it was a long time before that, those groups were together.
Who else was in England's Glory then?
A guy called Harry who plays bass with Squeeze. And just a couple of school friends, yeah.
And England's Glory was not notably successful, I gather.
No. All the record companies thought we were rubbish, you know, because we couldn't play at all.
Was that true?
Oh yeah, we couldn't play, but, you know, there was emotion in our non-playing, you know.
Emotion in your non-playing. Kellie, you've been in a million bands before.
Well, that's not strictly true, but one, really. One band as such.
Spooky Tooth?
Yeah.
But you're also with Peter Frampton at the beginning of
That's getting blown a bit out of proportion, actually. I mean, we did a tour together in America. It was just a thing we'd intended to do when he left Humble Pie, and we finally split Spooky up. We'd intended to do something together, which was an album originally, Wind of Change, his first solo album. And that just went into a band which I'd already got together, minus Peter. And we linked up together and did the first tour. That was Camel, Frampton's Camel.
How did you come across Peter then?
We met, a mutual friend had been telling me about him for about 3 months. It was quite an inspired idea that he had, looking back on it. When we actually got to meet, we used the same rehearsal studio where I kept my drums and hung around for quite a bit. And we met one day when he was rehearsing. It was just John, Perry and Peter out of the band as it is now. And it was that instant, as far as I was concerned.
We were trying auditioning drummers and bass guitarists, and Kellie clapped after every number and then went up to the drummer and said, you know, you're privileged to have played with this group. And then came up to us and said, you know, I'm the drummer you're looking for.
And he was?
Yeah, I could tell by his eyes that he was, you know.
Tell by his eyes? I suppose you could tell by the bass player's feet that he was the right person.
Funnily enough, yeah.
Yes, actually, that you don't...
Kellie liked his shoes.
Yeah,
Kellie liked his shoes.
Yes, I did read that you didn't actually hear him play before you decided.
No, we didn't. It was pretty intuitive.
You've got, so you claim, complete control over your CBS output, is that right?
Well, we did have, yeah.
You did have?
Well, when we signed, Dan Loggins was in the A&R department. Now Muff Winwood has joined. And
we do, actually. I mean, we're pretty lucky. We have got control. I mean, without upsetting anybody, obviously. But I mean, it's necessary.
I mean, it hasn't got to the point of no return yet, you know. But they are trying to advise us now. Whereas before, with the first album, you know, Dan just said, you know, go into the studios and do whatever you want. You know, we had complete and utter control. Whereas now, Muffin was trying to tell us what songs he wants us to do and what studios to go in, and we can't go in then, you know. So,
but it's all right. That's sort of.
I just told him we'd release it on Vengeance under another name, you know. So.
No, I read somewhere, Peter, that you decided what were going to be the A and B sides of your first 4 singles.
Yeah, well, that was Nick Kent that wrote that, you know Nick, don't you?
Yes, I do.
He speaks highly of you.
They must have blown that by putting out Another Girl twice with different B-sides.
Well, I mean, that was, again, Muff Winwood that wanted to do that.
Well, that was, that's the only, getting back to the control thing, that's the only thing that's been done. It was a sort of request in inverted commas from CBS that they wanted to put it out again.
Because I thought it should be here.
I mean, it was lost. I thought it was... I think it's a good record. We all do. Whether it's... You know, it didn't actually get radio play.
You did on this programme?
Yeah, well, yes, it did, right. It did. But it didn't get enough. A lot.
That's true. Now, you're making a new album, apparently, and I've got this amazing list of potential producers who have been connected with you, which reads Keith Richard, Matthew Kaufman, Bob Ezrin, Chris Blackwell, Ed Hollis, Sandy Parman, and Mike Robinson of the BBC yet.
Yeah, but we can't find a studio big enough to get them all in.
This I can understand. Are any of these possibles for your next record?
No, I don't think so.
We'll probably end up producing ourselves again, yeah.
We've see up to now, yeah, up to now, we're still doing the same thing. I mean, when we meet the right Mr. Right, then we shan't have to talk too much about it. But all those people we've met, and well, almost all of them, A couple of them have just literally been snapped out of a quote here and there that we would like to... Well, actually, Matthew Kaufman, you said you liked. Ed Hollis, we've done a couple of tracks with, but none of them actually...
What about Mike Robinson?
Mike Robinson is... Well, he's not doing the album, but we've done quite a bit of radio stuff with him, and he's got some incredible sounds for us.
So, you really don't have any particular moves for the future planned, except to get an image?
Oh, no, no, let's qualify that. We've got an image. I mean, it's just that we haven't put anything across yet.
We're very subtle, you know, as John said.
We've done absolutely nothing. We've been very lucky with reviews. Whether that's good or bad is another thing. It doesn't make people go and see it.
No, I mean, we have got lots of plans, you know, I mean...
The tour is lined up now.
The next album will be...
We're working in and on the road for the rest of the year, from 2 weeks' time.
Peter Perrett and Mike Kellie of The Only Ones, on tour and possibly en route to success this time.